Up until now, a lot of the invention came from new players who were coming into this space, and now there's a lot of reinvention of traditional media owners, television networks, publishers, broadcasters, print, all using digital in their formats as well. So I think we're seeing much more blurriness and much more of the entire media landscape coming together. So it's reinventing the whole thing rather than just inventing something new. Yes, in many ways, I think the pace has picked up in terms of activity because so many media owners are trying to reinvent their business models now to take advantage of what digital means when cable is digital, when outdoor is digital, when all of it can be addressable. Many more people are trying to change. I also think that we're seeing a much more global component to the internet than we've seen before. Much more of the content is traveling around the world. So we have campaigns that we launch in France and we see them in San Francisco, and campaigns that are launched in Brazil and we find them in Russia. So I think people are having to think much more globally, which also accelerates the pace of change. I think the thing I'm most inspired about in digital media is the empowerment of human beings. The fact that everyone in the world can have access to almost all information. That people in Africa, people in Latin America, people in California, people in New York, people in Paris, everyone feels empowered. Everyone feels like they can be confident that they're making the right decision. And they also are forming communities with each other and learning from each other. The single biggest challenge for a marketer is to remain creative while also building in all the analytics and data and discipline required to use the power of digital. It's easy to migrate to the data, but data can be overrated. And what we cannot do is let data substitute for creativity. We have to let data and automation make things run more smoothly and allow more time for creative thinking and really inspired new ideas, new products, new value propositions, new forms of entertainment. So I think it's really important that we keep creativity at the top of brand building. I love what Nike did with Nike ID and Nike Plus, and the fact that they took a physical product and made a digital component to it. And it was a product-based campaign, not a message-based campaign. I like the Members Project at American Express, where they're in the second year of that now, where they really allowed their membership to get involved in things that are important to them. Not the Amex brand, but Amex brand sponsoring social causes that were important to people. I love that. I loved all the games that were done around the Olympics, whether it be Shanghai GM in China or Samsung worldwide, or the game that was done at McDonald's. I mean, it's just an enormous and fun way to build global games. And I think connected to the Olympics was especially exciting this year. We don't use the word consumer so much anymore in terms of what people want, because that then implies just one thing they're doing, which is consuming or buying. And a lot of what the consumer wants is to consume less. People are very concerned about sustainability these days. And it's net-net, I think we prefer to use the word people than consumer. And people in their whole lives want simplicity, want validation, want community and trust. And brands that can live in that environment, can be welcomed to their social networks, can give them full and open access to information, they're welcomed in. Brands that try to shout their way in, buy their way in, be all about the brand and not about the person, I think they're not so invited anymore. We can't just buy space and interrupt them with our messages. We have to be in the program, and not in a product placement kind of way. I think that's an old, narrow view. We can explicitly be there. So, for example, one of the things we did for Maltesers, which is candy in Europe, is we built a fan page for Maltesers on Facebook. 158,000 people are on that already, sharing what they love about Maltesers, where it fits in their life, how they choose to eat them. And it's clearly branded, but it's fun and whimsical. For Cadbury as well, we did this gorilla campaign that was really fun and whimsical and just kind of carried virally around the world. So when we do things that entertain people, or we give them information the way we do in the auto category, where we make it really easy to do comparison shopping, they seek us out. When we just try to blast them and shout a message at them, I think that's just becoming less and less relevant every day.